Welcome back to Simply Sakura, my friends. My name is Gary Sakura, and this is my motovlog and true crime stories. I simply drive around on my motorbike, and I tell true crime stories. And if you're new here, welcome. And I am so glad that you decided to stop by. Do you enjoy true crime or unsolved mysteries while seeing a different, unique type of a motovlog? Then I suggest that you hit that subscribe button down below. I don't want you to miss out on any of my future true crime stories. Last week, I talked about 4 true crime stories while I continued to drive around the Panama City, Florida area. And if you missed it, no worries. Simply click in the upper right-hand corner now, and you'll magically appear. Right now, I'm doing a new opening, and this is called the Martin House. It is one of the most haunted places here in Panama City, Florida. I kid you not, it really is. I have to give a big shout out to one of my co-workers. She suggested this place. Her name is Tiffany. And thank you, Tiffany, for letting me come up here. When I drove up here, it's crazy. I stopped my motorcycle, set up my tripod, looked off to the right. You probably wouldn't see it because I can't get past this fence. But there's mannequins in the window, and it freaked me out. And then I put the camera down for a minute, looked to make sure that thing wasn't moving, and it wasn't. So I knew it had to be a mannequin. But it's funny because it freaked me out when I first pulled up. But seriously, when you got time, go on the internet and look up the Martin House. It's like really, really full of just crazy evil spirits. With that, let's dive right in. Our first true crime story of the day takes place in St. Petersburg, Florida, where a woman had been arrested while she was outraged over the popularity of an ice cream shop. With nauseating and criminal antics, some people appear to be ruining her summertime staple, which is ice cream. Be careful when you buy ice cream this summer, folks, because apparently there's a war on frozen treats. If you spent any significant time on the internet during this pandemic, you've probably heard about, or maybe even seen with your own 2 eyes, the multiple videos of people contaminating ice cream cartons by licking them and putting them back in the freezer. A young girl who kicked this disgusting new viral trend off was recently identified by police, but they wouldn't release her name because they found out that she was a minor, which also means that they could no longer pursue charges against her. Police finally tracked down the 17-year-old girl after a viral video showed her opening a container of ice cream, sweeping her tongue across the top, and then replacing the lid and placing it back inside a Walmart freezer. Here is the quick video in which her boyfriend recorded while they were trying to become famous.
It up and lick it. Oh, you foul. Put it back. Put it back. Put it back. Put it back. Oh, you're.
Again, just recently, a Louisiana man was arrested and charged with property tampering and posting criminal activity for notoriety and publicity after he was seen in a copycat video opening a Blue Bell ice cream container, licking it, poking it with his finger, and putting it back into the freezer. Now, a Florida woman was arrested after being caught on camera destroying thousands of dollars worth of ice cream. A rival business owner, Jung Wipcha, age 66, and pictured here, was caught on videotape spitting, picking her nose, and urinating into ice cream containers at the Lulu's ice cream shop next door to Wipcha's food market in India Shores, a town about 20 miles west of St. Petersburg. The 66-year-old Jung Wipcha owns a food market next to the ice cream shop, and the two businesses share a common bathroom. Wipcha ruined more than $2,000 worth of ice cream, forcing the shop owners to close for several days. According to an online affidavit, Wipcha was caught in the act during multiple days. Wipcha was caught on surveillance camera, using the shared bathroom with the door wide open on 5 separate occasions. After failing to wash her hands, Wipcha proceeded to go to the freezer, holding organic ice cream, and then putting her hands into the ice cream containers. But the tampering with the shop's ice cream did not end there. One occasion, the surveillance camera captured Wipcha picking her nose, and then she sticks her hand directly into the ice cream. In another occasion, Wipcha opens the freezer door and spits directly into the ice cream containers. The worst occasion is when Wipcha enters the back room to use the shared bathroom, and what they say she does next is just simply shocking. Wipcha sees the lock and tries to open the bathroom door. When she cannot get the door open, she uses one of Lulu's ice cream buckets, which are used to churn their homemade ice cream, and she begins urinating in it. Then she empties the bucket in the sink marked rinse. This sink was used for the purpose of washing the ice cream folding utensils and mixing bowls. There are numerous other incidences of Wipcha being caught on camera, placing her hands into the ice cream containers. In one disturbing incident, Wipcha is seen pouring her urine directly into the ice cream machine. The ice cream shop owners believe that Wipcha targeted the business due to a dispute over parking spots in their shared lot and the popularity of the ice cream business. Wipcha, however, pleaded not guilty. The 66-year-old had been charged with 1 count of tampering, a first-degree felony, and 2 counts of criminal mischief, which is a third-degree felony. Wipcha rapidly posted a $55,000 bond and was released immediately from the county jail. This is taking ice cream tampering to a whole new level. It's one thing to lick ice cream in a grocery store and post it to social media for the likes. Wanting to get attention is a motive that's easy to understand, but secretly urinating into an ice cream machine? That's what someone who has 100 dismembered cats in their garage do. Gross. Our second true crime story of the day takes place in Newport News, Virginia, where a mother of 2 was arrested after stabbing her infant son to death, severely wounding her 8-year-old daughter, and then texting her fiancé details of the scene. Newport News police officers responded to a call regarding a female in distress. When officers arrived, they reportedly found an infant and another child suffering from multiple stab wounds. The officers performed first aid, but the infant, identified as a 10-month-old boy, passed away as a result to his wounds. Sarah Ganoe's 8-year-old daughter had at least 50 stab wounds throughout her body, including a partially disembowelment to her intestines. She was transported to the hospital and was listed in critical but stable condition. Yu texted her fiancé, the infant's father, and she wrote, "Don't be sad, but the house will be bloody when you get home." Her fiancé immediately rushed home, and upon entry observed a large amount of blood in numerous bedrooms. Then he located Sarah Ganoe and the children lying on the bed in the master bedroom. Sarah's 8-year-old daughter and the couple's 10-month-old son both had disemboweled stomachs. According to online records, Ganoe admitted to stabbing her 2 children during an interview with the police. Police found a pocket knife at the scene. Ganoe was transported to the hospital after being taken into custody. to receive treatment for her superficial injuries. The injuries reportedly included bruising to her right hand and arm that occurred during the stabbing. She also reportedly had one bite mark to her right forearm that she stated was from her 8-year-old biting her in the attempt to get free. Sarah Ganoe, age 35, and pictured here, was charged with 1 count of second-degree murder, 1 count of malicious wounding, and 2 counts of felony child neglect. She was booked into the Newport News City Jail. Our third true crime story of the day takes place in Bismarck, North Dakota, where a man is accused of burning a Bible inside a Walmart, believing that the fiery distraction would allow him to steal merchandise without being detected. According to online records, Andrew Ells, age 27, and pictured here, was seen on the Walmart surveillance cameras wearing a disguise consisting of a hooded camouflage baklava, dark jacket, dark pants with a yellow stripe, and a knee brace. Apparently, this is a normal outfit for anyone who shops in Walmart. No one questioned a dude walking into the store fully disguised like a ninja? Really? Andrew, hiding behind boxes in the garden center section, pulled out a Bible, adding lighter fluid to the good book, and setting it ablaze with a lighter, which, by the way, he willingly grabbed from a nearby store shelf. Andrew told police that he had the Bible and lighter fluid hidden under his clothing when he went into the store, adding that he set the Bible on fire using lighter fluid, put it on the floor, and immediately left the store through an emergency exit. You see, Andrew Ells was using meth, and he had been up for 13 days at the time of the fire. His attorney said that his client at the time of the fire was acting on instinct. Andrew Ells, the online affidavit states, said his reasoning for igniting the fire was a distraction so he could steal the items that he had in his cart. It's unclear if Andrew sought to steal anything or whether he succeeded in stealing the items. However, the online affidavit doesn't explain why Andrew chose to use a Bible or why he even started the fire in the first place. Ells has a long criminal history, much of which was caused by drug use. Go figure. Andrew's attorney asked that his sentence should be limited to the time that he's already served. The county state's attorney requested a 5-year prison term, adding the fire may have been meant only as a diversion, but the damage that he did was pretty significant. Walmart, though, is seeking restitution for damages totaling more than $540,000. Andrew Ells pleaded guilty to endangering by fire. He was charged and sentenced to 3 years in prison, with all but 1.5 years, because, you see, Andrew was given credit for 211 days that he's already served. Our final true crime story of the day takes place in Des Moines, Iowa, where a man was arrested and facing a maximum of 20 years in prison. Best Buy employees probably have to deal with a lot of strange situations upon repairing electronics, but a recent incident with an Iowa man has proved to be particularly awful. Robert Watson, age 54, and pictured here, spilled gravy all over his laptop, later bringing it into a local Best Buy store to have it repaired. Upon repairing the computer, Watson's child porn stash was discovered by the Geek Squad tech worker. He discovered child pornography on the computer that Watson brought in. As detailed in an online report, Watson's legal troubles began when he brought a damaged laptop into Best Buy for an examination by one of the Geek Squad members. The computer apparently ceased functioning because Watson had spilled gravy on the keyboard, rendering the device unusable. Watson purchased a replacement machine, and he paid an additional fee to have the files on his used gravy-covered computer transferred to his newly purchased computer. During the file transfer process, employees at the Best Buy Geek Squad observed multiple images that they believed contained child pornography, prompting them to immediately contact the police. Watson had saved the child porn photos under file names like 13-year-old and 14-year-old. During police questioning, Watson stated that he was the only person to use that laptop. He described images that were discovered on the computer by detectives. Watson also confessed to downloading images of 4 and 5-year-olds that he felt were about to have sex. Watson claimed to have downloaded the photos because he wanted to tell other people about them. Robert Watson pleaded guilty and has been charged with 10 counts of possession of child pornography, which he could be sentenced to a maximum of 20 years in prison. FYI, Geek Squad employees find around 100 computers a year that contain child pornography. Disgusting. This concludes today's motovlog and true crime stories with Simply Sakura. I do hope you found these stories interesting. Thanks for hanging out with me today. And if you have any comments or you want to mention about this Martin house behind me, I highly encourage that you leave them down below. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon. Hey, did you hear about the new type of broom that's out? It's sweeping the nation. Did you hear about the English professor who went to jail? She got a full sentence. They are ghosts such bad liars? Because you can see right through them. My wife gets mad at me for hiding the kitchen utensils. But that's the risk I'm willing to take. How do billboards communicate? Sign language. What is smarter than a talking cat? A spelling bee. And now, our top 5 mugshots of the week.